I won't lie, if there is a player that's making me record this video today, it's one and only the Lord Harry Maguire. I've been talking about this player lately. And of course, yesterday Man United played a good game against Athletic Bilbao. But the key thing that I want to talk about, do you think that was a real red card? According to you, because I'll give out what I think about it. Have a big talk about it, in the coming minutes. But then tell me what you think about this one in the comment section. Do you think that was a red card plus a penalty, or do you think the referee was too cruel on Athletic Bilbao because they considered a penalty, and on top of it, their player Vivian also received a red card? So tell me what you think about this one. Do you think it was fair or it was crap? But according to me, of course, I said I have to give out my verdict about this one. According to me, I think the referee was fair, and it was you know a well deserved red card for Vivian, because in the football rule, if you tackle a striker that's going to score without any intention to win the ball, that's always a straight red card. I know a lot of people that don't are not familiar with the football rules or with the EPL rules are tending to come out and say that they only deserve to consider a penalty, but the red card side was too cruel. I think the red card side was also deserved, because when you are intending to stop a goal scoring opportunity without intention to take the ball, it's always a penalty. Straightforward. Go and read the rules. I took time, some 3 days or 4 days, and read the football rules. That's when because that's when I knew that when you're intending to stop a goal scoring opportunity without the real intention to take the ball, it's always a straight red card. And that's what Athletic Bilbao did. But then let's rewind on it. Do you think Man United would have won 3 goals in Spain without that red card? No, it wouldn't have happened. According to me, I just think Manchester United yesterday, maybe if they were lucky, they would have scored maybe 2 goals, 2-1 maybe. If in a fair game, no red card, no penalty, yeah, I feel like Man United would have maybe won 2-1. But then Man United, before Athletic Bilbao receiving that red card and considering a penalty, honest talk, I feel Manchester United were awful, especially Ugarte. Ugarte later on came on to be, the hero of the game also. But before that penalty, I felt like Manuel Ugarte was also a piece of crap, because Manuel Ugarte, I don't know what was wrong also with the Athletic Bilbao's stadium, because Man United players were also sliding and sleeping on the pitch. So I feel the stadium was, but should I blame the stadium? No, I shouldn't. I don't want to blame the stadium, because uh, this is where Real Madrid also have been hooped, a couple of times. So my opinion, I feel like Man United would have maybe at least won that match 2-1 if Athletic Bilbao played the match without conceding a penalty and without receiving a red card. So I felt like Man United would have maybe won 2-1, or maybe Athletic Bilbao had a chance, because the Man United history with Spanish club is always awful. Man United is always conceding, and it's always losing against Spanish clubs. So I knew the business is as usual, and it is what it is. And of course, I said there is one player that's making me record this video. It's the one and only the Lord Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire yesterday turned into another version of Lamine Yamal. I don't know who is Harry Maguire now. I don't know how to define Harry Maguire. If you ask me now to define Harry Maguire, I'll probably say it's a defender. It's everything. Harry Maguire is everything. You remember when Harry Maguire saved Man United in the dying minutes against Lyon in the same Europa League. Yesterday also he did it in the same Europa League against. The only difference of yesterday and the previous day, it was he did it in the previous day against Lyon, and yesterday he did it against Athletic Bilbao. That's the only difference. But apart from that, Harry Maguire is Harry Maguire. I don't know. I don't know. Harry Maguire is one of the players that can make Man United fans cry either way, in a good way or in a bad way. The last time he scored, I think against Leon, he made a couple of Man United fans cry. You know, and the previous time when he was, call him a flop, he used to also make Man United fans cry because conceding useless goals, own goals and stuffs. He also used to make Man United fans cry. But yesterday he did it also in a special way. So I think Harry Maguire needs to be respected. He's one of the best players. Now I understand why even when Harry Maguire was always flopping at Man United, he was always preferred as England #1 centre back. That's now understand. Now understand why. In the previous day, I didn't understand. I was always like, Harry Maguire is a flop. Why is England calling him every time? He's a flop. He's a flop. But no, Harry Maguire isn't a flop. Harry Maguire is a player, bro. He plays a good game. Like now understand the reason why Man United. Now understand the reason why England always prefers Harry Maguire over all the other defenders that they have. Now understand it because lately, and I want specific in this Europa League. I think Man United players that have been always been criticized have been always showing up in this Europa League. Look at Casemiro, man. Look at Casemiro, bro. Look at Casemiro, whatever he did. Casemiro was like, man, Casemiro was like another version of himself that I watched at Real Madrid. And he did it against Lyon. He did it yesterday against Athletic Bilbao. And that one shows you how Man United players, really wants to win the Europa Cup. Of course, I'll talk about it later on the video, but they're going to. I think most probably they're going to play against Tottenham in the final, and this is going to be a hard game for both clubs because Tottenham and Man United. Tottenham whooped Man United in the English Premier League. They did it easily, but this is a cup. Remember when Man United played against Newcastle in the FA Cup? Newcastle were really on form. And I think that season Newcastle whooped Man United in the league. But then when they played that FA Cup, it was FA Cup or Carabao, I don't know, but FA Cup, yeah, yeah. So when they played that game, I don't know. Someone correct me. I don't know if it was FA Cup or Carabao. I remember Casemiro scored a header and Rashford, yeah. Casemiro and Rashford scored, yeah. So when but all in all, but when Man United played that match, they really played a good game. They were really unstoppable. The same Casemiro. I just want to bring a picture where I'm just trying to bring a picture where Casemiro, people might call Casemiro a big flop, but then when it comes to a critical moment, when it comes to a moment that a player is needed to show up, this player always shows up. Look at that FA Cup final. Man, he really played a good game. Another player that really played a good game in the final was Amrabat against Manchester City when Man United won their last trophy. And of course, right now it's not in the club. But then I'm just trying to bring into I'm just trying to bring in the moments that these big players and these players that are not always given enough credit at Manchester United always shows up at the makeable moments. You know what I'm saying? Like and I think when you look at the likes of Casemiro is full of experience. See him yesterday acting as a leader. Of course, I don't want to talk about Bruno. Of course, Bruno. When I talk about Bruno, it just shows how I'm talking about the usual things. Bruno, and anybody recording a video, praising Bruno, it's doing this. Bruno is Man United, bro. Bruno is the backbone of Man United. How can you talk about Man United and you don't know Bruno, bro? And not even Man United. How can we talk about the best midfielders in the world right now without talking about the likes of Bruno Fernandes? I think Bruno Fernandes doesn't even need anything to be talked about. Of course, I'll not talk about Bruno. Of course, I'll not talk about Bruno today because I feel like Bruno doesn't even need anything to be said about him. He's one of the best players, and not one of the best players. I feel like he's the best player right now at Man United. If not Mo Salah, Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the Premier League this season. If not Mo Salah, of course, I'm trying to assume Mo Salah doesn't play in the Premier League. So Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the Premier League. But then this season, Mo Salah deserved it. So Mo Salah, and then I think Bruno Fernandes. I feel Bruno Fernandes deserves a lot of things. Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players at Man United. Of course, Man United will play against Tottenham, and that's the biggest match. That's the big match that I'm waiting to watch because, man, that's going to be one of the toughest match because Tottenham also wants the trophy. Postecoglou Postecoglou has been having like a bad run in the Premier League, so at least he will try to to redeem himself by bringing the Tottenham Europa Cup trophy. And all the teams, Man United and Tottenham, they also all the teams wants to play in the UEFA Champions League. So that's the big thing about this one. It's not all about winning the Europa Cup. It's all about playing in the UCL. That's the biggest thing about it. It's right now at this point. It's not about winning the Europa Cup. It's all about who is going to play in the UEFA Champions League coming next season. Because in an open play, Man United don't deserve to play in the UEFA Champions League. In an open play, Tottenham don't deserve because they are not in the top four in the English Premier League. Man United either. But then they have a cheat code right now. Both clubs have a cheat code. So who's gonna take his chances very well to play in the UCL? And I had Ruben Amorim talking about something about to do with the UCL and bringing in Victor Gyökeres. So I'm trying to convince something. I'm trying to understand something now. I feel like Gyökeres wants Man United, but not Arsenal as previously said. So I think the reason that it's going to make this deal come on easily is that Gyökeres was playing under Ruben Amorim at Sporting Lisbon. The same thing that happened with Anthony and Man United. The same thing that happened with Licha Martinez and Arsenal. Licha Martinez, if you don't know, Licha Martinez was supposed to join Arsenal. So let's wait and see. But all in all, tell me in the comment section, who was your man of the match yesterday, Man United against Athletic Bilbao? And the last thing, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Adios.